Hi everyone, this is Lynn from Adelaide, South Australia, and today I'm going to talk you through the keto diet step by step. So basically I'm just going to explain to you what you need to do, how you need to start. I've been on it for 13 weeks now and I've lost 13 kilograms, so stick with me and I'll show you exactly what you need to do to lose some weight on the keto diet. Okay, so are you ready for your step-by-step guide to starting the keto diet? I'm sure you are. Okay, I'm going to make this as easy as possible for you. All right, so first we're going to talk about macronutrients. Okay, so you're probably thinking, oh my God, what are they? All right, so macronutrients for the keto diet, you need to ensure that you have low carbs in the day, moderate protein, and high fat. All right, so macronutrients are the division of what equals what part. So, you know, like just an example would be if I was only allowed 20 grams of carbs a day, then I have to stick to that. So you use a thing like MyFitnessPal, which is an app you can download to your phone, and you can log the food that you eat in the day. And right at the bottom of the MyFitnessPal, there's a little pie chart. Click on that and that will basically, that's your macronutrients. So it's your macros are your percentage of carbs, your percentage of protein, and your percentage of fats. Now the way you determine that, because it's different for everyone, so the way you determine what your percentages are for each category is that you actually go onto a calculator, and I'll put a link below this video, so that's the first step that you need to do, is you need to work out what your macros are, so because you need to eat to that each day. So like I said, I'll put a link down below to a macro calculator, or you can Google one, but I said I'm going to help you step by step, so I'll put a link below. All right, so you go onto this calculator and you put in things like your weight, your height, your age, whether you have a job, you know, a sedentary job, or whether you're very active or whatever, you put that in as well. You want to work to a 20% deficit of your calories, because there's no point in working to your exact calories because you won't lose weight. All right, so you need to have a deficit of your calories. So just say your normal calories were 2,000 a day. With the 20% deficit, it'll come up at 1,600 calories a day. Okay, and then it'll also tell you what your grams are in carbs, protein, and fats. So it'll tell you what your macros equal. And then what you can do is you can go into the free version of MyFitnessPal. You can go into the goals and you can set your carbs, proteins, and fats. On the free version, you have to do it by percentages, but you can see the grams on a sliding scale next to it as well. So you can do a rough sort of estimate, like it could be 20% carbs, 30% protein, and 50% fats. It just depends like on your current starting weight. There's a lot of factors that change it for each person, so that's why you really need to use the calculator. So the first step is to use the calculator and determine what is your goals for your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. Okay, so we've done that. Next, what do we do? Okay, so basically we need to not eat the following. We need to not eat sugar. We need to not eat potatoes. We need to not eat sweet potatoes. We need to not eat breads. We need to not eat flour, wheat products, anything like that. We need to not eat pasta, and we need to not eat rice. Now, before you switch off and go into a panic, don't stress, all right? You will actually find eliminating those foods from your diet will actually make you feel so much better that it's unbelievable. But don't stress, because there are substitutes, all right? So you can get away with not eating store-bought bread. You can actually make bread by purchasing things like almond flour and coconut flour. You can actually make your own bread, all right? There's lots of recipes, and I'll put some links below to some websites where you can get a lot of recipes from. And also you can make cauliflower rice, which is actually really yummy. So don't screw your nose up until you try it, all right? So there's lots of things that you can do to substitute those foods. Okay, so we've decided we're going to start the keto diet. We've got our macros. We know what we have to eat to. So we're going to start logging our food in the MyFitnessPal app, especially for the first few weeks, even months that you start the keto diet, because you need to understand what is in what foods. You will be really surprised at the amount of sugar, the amount of hidden carbs in things that you just did not know. Like, you would never think that there were carbs in green leafy vegetables or other types of vegetables. Now on that, I need to explain something to you. Okay, so say you have 7 cups of green leafy vegetables and you go, oh my God, that's my 20% carbs. No, you need, for those carbs, because they are fibrous and because they're really good for you, you can actually minus the fiber content from the carbs. So you need to be a little bit mindful in that if it's green leafy carbs or vegetable carbs, you can actually minus the fiber content from your total carbs, okay? But at first, try not to get too bogged down with it all. Just make sure that you're not eating breads, flour, wheat, pasta, rice, sugar. Make sure you're not eating those things and you'll be fine. Now, what's going to happen to your body the first week in the keto diet is this. Okay, your body currently runs on a carb-fueled system. So with that, your body retains a lot of fluid because it needs it to break up the carbs in order to fuel your body. Now, the first week, you're going to lose a lot of fluid. People have been known to lose up to 4 kilograms, over 4 kilograms in a week starting the keto diet. And a lot of that is fluid. Now, with that, you're going to need to have some sort of sodium replacement because no matter how much water you drink, when it leaves your body, salts and sodium leaves your body. So we're not on a high salt diet, so you need to make sure that you replace that salt. So that's the number one thing you need to think of. You can have, what I use is 0 electrolytes. So I go and buy myself a bottle of the electrolyte, but it's a 0 sugar one, and that's fine. So you can have those. You can also have some vitamins, so things like magnesium. I take a calcium, I take a multivitamin, I take turmeric. So you can take, a selection of vitamins and whatnot. You will also probably find that you need some sort of fiber replacement. Some people do get constipated with a high-fat diet. And so you can do things like, in a protein shake, have some psyllium husk. There's lots of other things. I mean, you can buy anything from the chemist to make you go the loo, so it's all good. What else? All right, so basically, we've started the keto diet. We've got our macros. We've done our first week. We've stuck by putting our foods in the MyFitnessPal app. We've gone as close as we can to our macros. Don't stress about it. Just make sure you don't eat the wrong things. But in saying that, everyone's human, and if you do stuff up and eat the wrong thing at one meal, that's okay, all right? That's okay. Just the next meal, go back to eating keto, all right? Now, there are many success stories in keto, and if you're on Facebook, there's a lot of Facebook groups, and if you want some inspiration, I suggest you join some, and I might put some links to those as well below. Now, what you'll find on the keto diet is, okay, there's a few things that can happen. So along with losing too much salt, you can get some cramps and some aches. So if you do get aches and cramps, then you know that's your salt, and you need to get some electrolytes into you as quick as possible. As well as some magnesium, because it's really important. And also, now some people, when they look at their daily calories, they find it hard to eat to the daily calories because it's such a high fat, moderate protein diet. It actually fills you up, and you are not hungry for a lot of the times, but you've got to force yourself to eat your meals and make sure that you eat your calories. You can do things such as intermittent fasting, which will speed up your weight loss, which is where you eat all your calories within a 6-hour window, and don't eat in the other hours. That's called intermittent fasting, and you'll get really good results from that. Okay, so we've done the keto diet for a few weeks now, and we've found that we've lost quite a lot of weight. You need to go back to this calculator, and you need to rework out your macros, all right? Because your macros will change on your weight. So you need to go back and rework out your macros, re-put them in, and eat to those, okay? Now, what can I have for breakfast? Okay, now there's a lot of breakfast ideas. I'm going to put a link below to some breakfast menus. Now you can have things like bacon, eggs, avocado, you can have mushrooms, tomato, you can cook yourself up an omelette. Pretty much I stick to bacon and eggs for breakfast, or I have a protein shake, just to give you some idea. You want to try and start the day with fats. Now, why is a good question. All right, so the reason to start your day with something with a high fat content is because we're actually training our bodies to use fat as fuel. So it needs to know that it's getting its nutrients from somewhere, and it needs to know that we want it to use fats. So don't have something carb related for breakfast, because it'll be looking for carbs. So you need to I guess we're tricking our body in a way into using fats, and once it starts to use fats as fuel, what it will do is when you haven't eaten enough, because we're eating, remember, 1,600 calories a day instead of 2,000, where it's getting the other 400 calories from is the fat on your body. So it actually starts to use the fat source from your body as fuel. So that's why the diet is so successful, and that's why it works, because it starts to, I guess, in a way, eat itself of the fat storages in order to fuel itself. So yeah, so the diet is really good, and I'm just making this video for, I guess, a whole heap of people who have started it because I've lost so much weight on it, and I just wanted to make it a little bit easier for you. You know, you can have meat and vegetables, and there are some pastas that you can buy that have 0 carbs. I've actually got one here that I can show you that I bought from Coles. Give me a second, just grab it. Actually, no, Woolworths, but I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's all backwards. Oh well. Anyway, it's 0 carbs. It's 10 calories in the whole packet. It's got 2 serves in it, and it's a pasta substitute. So you can get that from, I know you can get it from Coles, and you can get it from Woolies. So it's pretty good, because a lot of people struggle with the no carbs. So I guess the way to substitute is to get something that actually has no carbs in it. And luckily, because the diet is so successful, Woolies and Coles in Australia have jumped on board and are actually selling a lot of the products that are keto compliant. So it's really, really good. Now, you may struggle when you go out to eat, and that's okay. What I tend to do is I'll order a steak and the salad, ask them to hold the chips. Or I'll order a hamburger and I'll ask them to not give me the bread roll. So I ask for the hamburger on a plate. There's ways around everything. You've just got to be in the right mindset in order to do the diet successfully. And once you start it and you realize that it's so easy to do, you'll go, oh my God, this is my lifestyle now, because it's actually a lifestyle choice. And you'll find that you actually don't even want to eat half the time because you actually feel sustained, you actually feel full. When you're on a carb diet, within 20 minutes you're looking for something sweet to have, or you're just never full. You know, you may say you're full, but 20 minutes later you're looking for something else to snack on. The differences between the two diets is phenomenal, and you know, I wish you all the best of success. And you know, if you do lose some weight on the diet, then don't forget to let me know. I've got some friends that have lost, you know, 4 kilos 1 week, 3.9 kilos 1 week, 2.2 kilos 1 week, like just massive amounts of weight. And it's so good to see, and I'm just so glad to be able to help people and for them to be successful at it. Yeah, it's great. All right, okay, well that's enough from me. So like I said, I'll put all the links below to what you need, and hopefully I've explained it a little bit for you, but I'll also put some links down below to some breakfast ideas and some main meal ideas and some dessert ideas, because I really want to help you get on your journey to a better, healthier life, okay? And also, just before I go, I just want to touch on a video that may inspire you. It's called The Magic Pill, and it's a documentary on the keto lifestyle, and in it there are some different stories on people who have used the keto diet to combat illnesses. In particular, there's a section where they go to Arnhem Land in Australia, to an Aboriginal community, and they have 12 people that go on the keto diet for 12 weeks, and they eliminate diabetes, which is really, 12 days, not 12 weeks. They eliminate diabetes in 12 days, and it's really, really amazing to see that just a diet that goes really back to basics, because it's a lot of non-processed foods. A lot of the foods are actually foods that you prepare yourself and that you make yourself. So it's just basically going back to grassroots, I guess. All right, well, I hope I've helped you, and I'll put a link to that video too below, because there's a lot of other stories in there as well on how it's helped a child with autism, and how it's helped a lady who had cancer, because of course the keto diet fights illnesses like cancer, because cancer survives in the body by eating on sugars and carbs. So when you eliminate sugars and carbs from your body, you're turning your body into an alkaline state, and cancer cannot survive in an alkaline state. So that's just another little thing, which is, I guess, a good thing, a plus. All right, okay, I'll stop the video here because it's getting a little bit long and it'll probably take me 10 years to upload. All right, well, I hope I've helped someone out there. All right, bye-bye.